Hey guys, how you doing? Have you ever worked an event and been just overwhelmed at the end by all of the yellow pad sheets you have laying around, all the follow-up that you know you have to do? Have you ever thought maybe there's a better way to follow up and make sure nothing ever falls through the cracks? Well, that's what I'm going to show you here today on our channel. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Kevin Connor. I've been a representative with Cutco for close to 30 years. It'll be 30 years this month. And throughout all of that, my goal has always been to create systems to make sure that we provide the best experience for every single customer that comes through and works with us. So I'm teaching you how to do that here today with something called Edge Digital Marketing Systems, and we're automating your knife life. Let's get started. Hey guys, today we are going to show you how to completely automate your follow-up when you yellow pad someone at the booth. What we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that we can have them fill out a really quick form, make it super fun by having them take a selfie with us that then gets sent to us, and automate the response. So this is going to save you tons of follow-up time after events. It's going to make sure that you're only following up with the people who are most serious. And it's also going to give you the opportunity to continue to build your list, even if the person doesn't buy that time. Let's get into it. So what you're going to need for today's project, first of all, you're going to need a QR code generator. We're going to use that later on in the project. So we'll wrap everything up with it. Second thing you're going to need is an email marketing with automation. So it could be MailChimp, it could be whether you're using Vast Action or another email platform, you can use that to set this up. A form builder, and you can do that within some of the email marketing systems. But what you really need is to be able to capture the information and then have that information immediately tagged to follow through these automation steps. And then finally, you're going to need a way to connect all the steps. Okay, so whether you have a Zapier or Keep or Make, Zapier or Make, one of those platforms that can connect everything, you can use that to do that. So let's get started. All right, here we go. So the place you're always going to start when we're creating a new automation is always with the Opportunities tab. We're going to want to go to our pipelines, and we're going to create a pipeline that reflects what we're trying to accomplish. And in this case, we'll just kind of walk through the steps. We have somebody who visited the booth. They had no sale with the yellow pad. We have them fill out the drawing contact form, which we'll be showing you here in just a moment. The upserve gets offered. Before they walk away, you offer one more time, hey, tell you what, I know that I wouldn't do this for everybody. Before they walk away, you offer them the upserve. Then once they have filled out this form, we're going to actually automate this situation where they get an email, they get a text message, and then it listens to find out if they reply to it. Okay. By listen, I just mean digitally listens, and you'll see what I mean when we get into the automation. The deal closed. And then if they had no sale, but we need to nurture them, because sometimes, how many times have you had people say, look, no, I am definitely buying this. I definitely want to get some new knives. It's a matter of bad timing. Keep following up with me. Stay. And sometimes we don't have a solution for that where we keep them on our list. This is going to automate it. Once they filled that form out, there's no way they're not going to be on our list unless they unsubscribe. And then if they say, hey, look, that was a mistake. Don't talk to me again. Don't call me. Then we set them on DND, which is do not disturb. Very important that we make sure that is an option when we're going through any one of these automations, that if they want to bail, we get them on the do not disturb list. Okay. So that's going to be the automation we're going to work through today. We're going to have a little fun with it as well. Let me show you what we got. So the next thing you're going to want to do is always go over to your forms, and the forms are under the Sites tab. And we're going to forms here, go to the builder. And in this case, I've already created the form, but we're going to walk through it together so you guys can see how we did it. So this is called the event connection form for a customer. Okay, so what we're going to do here, you see here, this is custom values rep name, custom values rep compliance title, and it is a diamond away from the logo. So we're safe with compliance there. Let's connect. And custom values event name. I'm going to show you at the end why it's going to auto populate for whatever event you're working. Okay, so that's just one more fun thing we're going to have. They're going to do their first name, their last name, email address, and phone number. Those are required. Their preferred contact method. This is important. I've had a little fun with it. Added carrier pigeon just to get a little laugh out of them while they're filling out the form. Do you currently own any Cutco? No, but I definitely want to. Yes or no. If they say no, but I definitely want to, that's obviously a very good thing, right? And then we have, I want to know more about, and they can check all the things. Now, this is going to be very helpful to you as well, because if you yellow padded them, and sometimes at the end of a show, everything's getting wrapped up and you don't necessarily have the yellow pad handy. Obviously, we should try to do our best never to let that happen. But if it does happen, you now have a situation where they've indicated that they're interested in something else. Anything else you'd like me to know? So they may want to put in there, hey, by the way, you said you'd give me this and that, right? And then it says, let's take a selfie. And you have to instruct them. It's on them. They take a selfie and upload it right there, okay? And the purpose of that is twofold. Number one, it breaks so much ice when you take a selfie with someone. Number two, it gives you a picture of them in your file. So not only in the Edge Digital Marketing desktop app, but also in your mobile app, that will attach that photo to their file. So it's a beautiful thing, okay? And then, of course, compliance, they agree to receive text messages and emails from us, okay? So we're going to save that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to now this is going to be a pre-event internal form for you, and I'll go over that in the end because I'm going to explain how we will execute with this automation and how it actually will look in practicality when we work it through. So we're going to go with back to our automations now. And this is where the magic happens, because we want to make sure that if we have this set up properly, all we have to do is have them scan the QR code, fill out that little form, and everything else will take care of itself. So we're going to go to event, lead, follow-up, yellow pad, sequence. All right. And all of your event automations that we create for you will be CET. That stands for Cutco Events Team. All right. And we're going to go add a new trigger. And the new trigger is going to be when the form is submitted. And it's going to ask us which form. We're going to say form is, and we're going to come over here. And we're going to do event connection form for customer. Okay. And we're going to just leave it at that for now. This will be a generic follow-up for anybody who fills out your form at the booth. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a tag. Okay. We're going to say yellow pen. Okay. And the other thing we're going to do is create a new tag called CET. And the purpose of this is we want to make sure that we're able to categorize people who interacted with us at a booth or other things. And if we do CET as a tag, that means this is somebody we met at a booth. All right. And then what I would also do if I were you is make sure that actually, let's do this. So we're going to actually add that tag of the event name, and we're going to add another tag, CET, and yellow pad. Okay. All right. So now the form is submitted. We're adding those 3 tags to the customer, right? We're going to do a wait step. And this one we'll just wait. Actually, let's do 6 hours. Nothing wrong with adding a little bit extra love in there, right? So we're just going to wait. Let's make sure we're only doing this Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Do it on Sunday for this kind of thing. We're meeting these people on the weekends a lot of times, and we'll just do that. So it only happened from 9 to, we'll say, a little later than that, up to 8 p.m. And that's what we'll do for the wait. And the next thing we're going to do is send them an email. And we're going to show off a little bit and use our AI. And by the way, our AI is really, really great because we have trained it with Cutco brand guidelines. So you can mostly trust it. I would always just confirm and double check and verify, but you can mostly trust it because we've trained it with Cutco compliance guidelines. So All right. So let's see what AI is going to give us here. Hi, Johns. Thank you for stopping by our booth earlier today. I hope you're having a great day. Just wanted to follow up since it's been about 6 hours since our chat about Cutco. I understand you need a bit of time to think things over. I completely respect that. As a general reminder, the special promotion we discussed is only available to the end of this event. Cutco products are known for their exceptional quality and durability, providing outstanding performance for years to come. Investing in Cutco means that you're choosing a product that can enhance your cooking experience, save you time in the kitchen, and offer a lifetime guarantee, which we cannot use it that way, we have to say. Okay. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions or need further information to help with your decision, please don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, this special offer won't last long, and I'd hate for you to miss out on the opportunity. Let's make your kitchen dreams a reality. Looking forward to your response. Best regards, your position, your name, and we're going to take this, and of course, we have to comply. So we're going to come down here. And that's one of the best things about this. Zoom out a little, I think. Okay. The best thing about this is our custom values, because now we come to rep specific settings. We go to, we'll do rep name, and we'll do the rep. There we go. And then we're going to do rep and rep official portal URL. Okay. So this way we're compliant. We have our name correctly put in there. And this actually, I prefer to do the first name. For some reason, the system wants to do full name. We're going to go to contact, and we're just going to use. Okay. So I think we have a good email to start with here. We may go back later and tweak it a little bit. Well, we're going to use that email. And the other thing I want to do real quick while we're here, let's save what we have so far. Save our action. Message is not empty. And we're just going to take a moment, step out of that. And we're going to go over to marketing. And just to keep it quick and simple, we're going to go to snippets. Now, what you're going to want to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and put in add snippet, add email snippet. Paste this here. Actually, one of the things you want to do when you do paste this, paste it as plain text. It formats better that way. So we now have that, and then we'll just say okay. And that's what we'll do. Cutco events team 1, and we always have our emojis in here. We know it's about Cutco. We know it's about events. And we'll call it yellow pad follow-up number 1. And we're going to go ahead and create a new folder for that. We're going to call this folder Cutco Events Teams. And we'll do our emojis. We'll call it CET snippets. All right. And snippets, the reason why I always keep them as a snippet first, we can always use them later in a more fancy template. But we start as a snippet because that's going to give them a plain text email that is very deliverable. One of the biggest challenges we have as reps is if we send out an email and it doesn't hit their inbox, it ends up in spam, then we're not really following up with them, right? So if we send them, think of how the Facebook algorithm works, right? If you click on something and you like it, you interact with it, you get more of it, right? So email is kind of the same way. And so when you send an email that has a bunch of links, a bunch of clicks, pictures, marketing in it, even it may go straight to their spam because there are filters that look for marketing emails and try to divert them to promotions or spam. By sending just a plain text email, it flies under the radar, it makes it to their inbox, they open it. Then what happens is their servers realize they opened that email from you, and now your next email you send them becomes more deliverable than the last. So let's just always start out with sending a plain text email to set up the sequence. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So we have that set up, plain text email to set up the sequence. Now we're going to go back to our automation. So we just took a quick detour, and the reason we did that, I just wanted to show you that you can save your emails and recycle them, reuse them. So you really get a lot of mileage out of having those AI word credits every month when you're a member of Edge DMS, because you can create the emails you want to create. You can teach it to think and write the way you do. Create the emails you want to create, put them in your snippets, put them in your templates, and save them for next time. So if you come up with a really amazing text message that you feel like is going to be great in the future, sending out to clients, you can just put that in your snippets, and then you can even access the snippets from your conversations tab, which is something we'll cover in another video. So let's go ahead and run down to our event lead follow-up yellow pad again. We're back in our automation. And so we're going to wait 6 hours. We're going to email them, and then we're going to go ahead and put another wait action in here. You always want to make sure that we're using a proper type of cadence. You don't want to overwhelm people, but you also don't want to let them cool down too much either. So it's always good to get if you start off with kind of a flurry of emails or text messages, that's okay, and you can slowly reduce over time. But you don't want to let them, stop thinking about it. If they said they're going to think about it, we want them to think about it, right? And if they aren't really thinking about it, they're going to say no when you call anyway. So we want to make sure we're definitely throwing that out there. So now what we're going to do is just wait for a time delay, and this one will wait for 1 day. Now we're going to, if you're on the free trial, you're not going to be able to send an SMS unless you decided to get a number verified during your trial. But if you're not on the trial, or if you're currently in the process of reporting your number over here, we'll be able to do that, and then you'll be able to send these SMSs. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get AI involved with this one again, right? So we'll write with AI. All right, so we're giving it the email it was written, and we're saying write an SMS message to go with it. All right, and then we're going to generate SMS. Oh, let's use persuasive this time, and use generate the SMS. Yeah, now it's 329 characters. That's going to put us at 2 units. Okay, so that's going to be 2 SMS credits. So just to give you an idea of how many you'll use by sending that, it's always good to keep that in mind. We're going to add a trigger link. Well, if you're a member of Edge DMS, this will be an extra benefit because we have trigger links set up. We're going to hit Cutco representative portal. So this will automatically populate with your portal URL. It'll automatically send you a notification when they click on that trigger link. You can literally copy this automation, make a second version where it waits 5 days if you're doing a 5-day or 7-day or 10-day show. Okay, but for right now, we're just going to wait 2 more days. We're going to assume you met them on Saturday, and this is going to go through on Monday. Okay, so we should probably make that just a 1 day, because if you met them on Saturday and this, we want this to go through on Monday because Monday's closeout. Let's try to make that work, right? And then what we'll do is we'll come back to send an email. Hey, contact name, I'm reaching out to remind you this is your final opportunity to take advantage of our special promotion on Cutco products. The deal ends very soon. I wouldn't want you to miss out on upgrading your kitchen with our high quality cutlery. If you have any questions, need further assistance, please feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you make the best decision for your cooking needs. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. And there we go. We got it all set up. All right. So we're going to use that as well. Follow me on Facebook for recipes and tips. And then we'll just insert right here, custom values, rep specific settings, rep Facebook page link. That way, if they decide they're not buying in today, they're not jumping in, aside from our marketing, if they ever do unsubscribe, maybe they'll come here. And there are times when people know they should do things and they don't do things, and then they feel like, well, at least I'll follow them on Facebook just to be nice. But now you have them in your ecosystem on Facebook, and you have the ability to continue to promote to them there as well. So that's a nice little touch for the final one. And then, yeah, I like the subject, last chance to grab your Cutco deal. And from email, of course, will be rep email. And from name is going to be rep name. And of course, rep compliance title. All right. And for this particular one, what we're going to do is go to settings and we're going to say stop on response. So if they respond to one of the messages, we're not going to keep sending them the rest. And that's it. So the other thing that you can do then is we'll come back to the bottom here, add them to another workflow. And the workflow I'm going to add them to is the weekly recipe. We'll do the weekly recipe demo sequence. This way, even if you're on your free trial, if you decide to use this, you use this at the booth, you have them fill out the form, it adds the tags to them, it waits, and then at the end, we will add them to the recipe demo sequence. All right. Actually, let's make that 3. And then it's going to send them an email. And this email is your new weekly Cutco recipe newsletter. Basically, it's just going to send them an email saying, hey, get ready for the weekly recipes. And then it's going to wait until Friday of that week. And then that Friday, it'll send them the first recipe in the sequence. And this is just a simple berry galette. And it's got your information at the top. And it has a link to your portal at the bottom if you have a portal. If you don't have a portal, it'll just go to the Cutco website. But it's an opportunity for them to work with you and to you can continue to impress them. Now, what we want to do is we want to talk about how you will use what we just built, okay? We're going to go to QR codes. All right, we're going to create a QR code and ask us, what do we want to name it? We're going to name it customer drawing QR code. And we'll put our emojis. All right. And we're going to go to form. And it's going to ask us which form we want to use. So we'll hit next. And the form we're going to pick, event connection form for customer. Hit next. And here's our QR code. Now, you don't have to fancy it up if you don't want to. You can leave it just as is. Personally, for mine, I'm going to make it Cutco blue. All right. And then the marker border color, we'll go with the dark Cutco orange that they like. And then for the center of those, we'll do right. So, all right. So that's our form. You can do all kinds of things with it. You can change the shapes. You can change the layout. You can change the specific design. You can add a logo if you want. I don't want to get into too much of it, but and then you can change the page background and everything else. We're just going to download this as is. And my recommendation is to run over to Canva, or if you don't have Canva, just basically take a screenshot of this on your phone. All right. But let's go ahead and we'll put that in pictures, Cutco, we'll save it. All right, so you'll save it to your computer or your phone, and we've saved the QR code. There it is, customer drawing QR code. So that'll always be available to you there. You can use it in different designs, or you can stick it into something else like an email or a web page or whatever. You can put it on your any device you want and anywhere you want. Once you've made it, it's there to stay. And that will always lead the form. And you can create folders in here as well that will allow you to store those in order. We just went ahead and used the QR code, and here's what came up. So when you're at an event, you can simply have a customer scan that QR code. And the best way to do it is just to keep it as your lock screen or your home screen on your phone. And then that way you just hold it up to them and say, here, go ahead and scan that here. And they scan it, they fill out the form. Here's how the process goes. Okay, so here are your steps inside of Edge DMS. Now, if you're using another program, if you're using other solutions to create all of this, then this may look different for you. And I don't have time to get into all that today, but feel free to schedule a consulting call with me and we'll go ahead and go over it. But this is what it'll look like. So right before the show, on day one, what we're going to do is we're going to fill out the pre-event internal form, okay? And this is going to basically be inside of your forms. What you'll need to do is you'll need to create a link for yourself, okay? So how you would do this is you're going to go to your form. Okay, this says use this form to update your event on the go. All right, so what I would recommend is that in the very beginning, when you're setting up your account, if we didn't do this together already, what you're going to want to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to get the share button. Okay, and then you're going to copy this link, and I would send it to yourself. Okay, so send an email, whatever, and what's going to happen is when that form is open, it's going to look like this. You'll fill this out, and every time you have a new event, this is going to update the event itself. Okay, so and you do need to make sure you have your VCF in there, because one integral part of this that we didn't even talk about is how when the client fills out your form from the QR code, it immediately gives them and downloads your VCF to them. So you now have a digital business card that goes to them and you become part of their contacts. So this is just an extra little added bonus, but you'll have that in there and you'll want to make sure you fill it out before every single event. Okay. And then the second thing is you'll use your QR code at the event to add leads and customers to your database. And after the event, you go in and you check in your conversations tab to see who has responded to your email sequence that we sent out. And then last but not least, follow up with those people and close the sale. All right. And that's how easy it is to automate follow up. And even if those people didn't buy, then there's a chance that they then move on to be part of your marketing emails. And we'll get into those in another video. But I hope you got a lot of value out of this today, because I do appreciate all you guys being here and being part of what we're doing. We're looking to automate your knife life and help you take your business to the next level.